Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Do the Work with me, Madeline Hewitt, where we get together each and every week to talk about life, uncover our flaws, and do the work to be the best versions of ourselves. Now, today is a special episode for me. I am officially 90 days alcohol-free. That is so exciting to me and honestly so mind-blowing to me. If you would have asked me this time last year if I would be 3 months no drinking alcohol, I would be like, you're kidding, you're lying, that girl, no way. Absolutely impossible. She's tried to do it before, she's failed before, no way. But here I am, 90 days alcohol-free. I am so proud of myself, and it has been an incredible 90 days. Honestly, I know that we hear people say that all the time where they're like, I quit drinking alcohol and it's been the greatest thing that happened to my life. And honestly, I can say from experience that until you try it, it's really hard to believe that. But I am here to tell you that it has been an honestly life-changing 90 days. Where I was at the end of 2022 versus where I am now 90 days into 2023 is night and day. People that knew me at the end of 2022 and people that know me now, they're like, what? This is wild. It's a really big change. I obviously still have so much more work to do, but this has been monumental, and it has honestly really started to push the rock down the hill, and I am just really excited for where this year can take me, both mentally, physically, and emotionally. So I am excited to have this episode with you today to share a little bit about my journey, share a little bit about my experience so far, and kind of where I see myself going. So this is going to be a good one, and I am so excited that you've chosen to join me today. All right, so if you've been keeping up with my podcast or my YouTube channel, then you've probably heard me talk about why I quit drinking. So it all started with the Whole30 challenge. And during Whole30, you obviously can't drink. And I was so excited coming into 2023 because I knew I was in the right headspace. I knew that I really was going to take that 30 days super seriously. And I was just really excited for a break from the lifestyle I had been living. And I was like, it's just 30 days. This is awesome. Like, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to get the most out of it. This is going to be good. So New Year's Eve 2022, a couple hours before New Year's, I was like, you know what? I'm not drinking tonight. I do not want to start this 30-day challenge in 2023 feeling like crap. So you know what? I'm not going to drink tonight. And I didn't. I didn't drink on New Year's Eve. I didn't drink a drop. And it was crazy because I hadn't intended to do that. And honestly, it felt so good. It felt so good to feel that in control. And it felt so good to wake up the next morning and be like, damn, not only did I have a really fun night last night, but I feel incredible today. I might be onto something. So fast forward those 30 days in January, and I was getting towards the end of it, and I was like, I feel incredible. I really feel good, which obviously it was a combination of the way that I was eating, the way that I was taking care of myself, and the no drinking. But I was really scared to lose the way that I felt. I just felt so good. It was such a stark difference from the way that I started those 30 days to the way that I ended it, that I was like, you know what? Let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. I wasn't finding it difficult to not drink. I wasn't finding it, this big life-altering decision that I had made in terms of my social life and things like that. So I was like, you know what? Let's keep it going. So I did. I decided then that I didn't put a time frame on it at the time. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep going and we're just going to see how it goes. And then a couple weeks passed and I was like, this is it. This is my jam. I love it so much. I just felt so good. I felt so good mentally, physically, emotionally. I just felt incredible. And I was like, you know what? I am done drinking for the rest of the year. I had dubbed this at the beginning of the year. I said, this is going to be my year. This is going to be the life-changing year. This is going to be that year that you hear people talk about where they're like, I took a year and I really, really focused on myself. I took a step back from the lifestyle that I was living and it absolutely changed my life. And that's what I wanted this year to be. So I decided no alcohol. Now, when it comes to my relationship with alcohol, I would never say that I like had a problem with alcohol. I've never been like an alcoholic. I just had a very, very unhealthy relationship with alcohol. That's how I would describe it. I never couldn't stop or anything like that. I just used alcohol in unhealthy ways, and I drank to an excess. When I did drink, I drank to an excess that wasn't healthy. And a lot of it has to do with college, the college culture. That's kind of where it started. And then the mental space that I was in had a lot to do with it. My lack of self-confidence and self-worth and self-respect had a lot to do with it. Not really knowing my place socially had a lot to do with it. There were a lot of factors that played into the level of drinking that I partook in. But I was, really, really, really ready to make a change in my life. And I knew that had to be one of the first things that I tackled. I knew that it wasn't sustainable. And if I did keep going the way that I was, really my life was just going to continue on the plateau that it was on. So I decided to quit drinking, and here I am 90 days later, here to tell the tale. So I think one of the most interesting, topics of conversation this 90 days has been the amount of times that I have had the conversation with someone when they find out that I'm not drinking anymore. We then have the conversation about, oh my God, I, did 30 days not too long ago, or, oh, I tried 30 days and it sucked. I failed at it. It was like the hardest thing that I've ever done. Like, how are you doing it? How are you possibly not drinking? Like, are you still having fun? Do you still like to do these kinds of things? Those were the kind of conversations that we were having, and I kind of had a light bulb moment when it comes to deciding to stop drinking, take a break from drinking, reframe your relationship with drinking. I had a light bulb moment, and that was that. So this is not my first time trying to quit drinking alcohol. I have tried 2 times in the past. Both times were epic failures. One time I didn't even make it through a weekend. The other time, I think I made it like a week and a half. It was just complete failures. And the thing is that so many times when I hear people talk about taking a break from alcohol or doing a 30-day challenge or dry January or whatever it may be, so many times when I hear that conversation come up, it's the same kind of narrative, right? It's almost a feeling of pressure to do it, or feeling forced to do it, or feeling like they should do it because they just know that it's the healthy thing to do. And I think that's the problem, is that you have to have a mindset shift when you're making this big of a behavioral and honestly cultural change. You have to change your mindset from feeling like it is being forced upon you, or like you just know you should do it, so therefore you're going to do it. You got to shift your mindset into looking at this experience from a positive perspective, right? So you need to come at this from a curious standpoint. I'm curious about the way that taking a break from alcohol could affect my life. I'm curious about the ways in which I'm going to feel different, look different, act different. I'm curious about what my social life could look like without alcohol. I'm curious about maybe what activities I like to do when alcohol is not involved. You have to come at it with a positive perspective on those 30 days, those 3 months, that 6 months, however long it is that you're choosing to take a break from alcohol. If you can shift your mindset around why you're choosing to take a break from alcohol, if you can shift it from a negative, forceful, restrictive type of perspective into a positive, curious,